Last week on the Bitcoin Tarot podcast, Cosmic Conroy's cards predicted that after last week's top's disappointment, hard work would lead to success. Meanwhile, Charting Chad's analysis suggested we'd fairly likely see the low 6,000s by next week. Then, the price of Bitcoin rose all week, as up as high as 7,400, before crashing back down in the last few hours to end the week about even. Conroy gets a grade B and Chad gets a C-. Their GPAs are now 2.5 and 3 as Conroy closes the gap. But what will happen to the price this week? How far down does this cliff edge go? Presenting our first contestant reading the cards, it's Cosmic Conroy! You're very welcome. Finally, a win for me. All my hard work has paid off. Well, until today at least. Let's see if we can do better in this week's reading. We'll do our usual 4-card reading with cards for the past, the present, the future, and an overall reason for the timeline. So let's begin with the first card. That card is the 15th trump card. It's the Devil. The last time the Devil came out, the price crashed to 66666. Will that happen again? Perhaps this card represents the last day in which the price plummeted off a cliff. Let's see if the next card helps. The next card represents the current moment. And that card is the Hermit, the 9th trump card. This card represents a period of introspection and learning. A period of consideration. Perhaps Bitcoin is deciding what to do after its precipitous drop. Let's see if the future card will help us. The future card is the first trump card, the Magus. Raw power and passion and will. This card represents good things like winning. So perhaps the price will go up. Let's see if we can understand why with our final card. The 9th of Cups. The 9 of Cups is happiness, and as you can see, all the cups are flowing over. I think this probably represents a general bullish sentiment in the market, the animal spirits, if you will, bullishness itself. And so, the meaning of the reading has become clear. Last week's Devil drop is being considered right now, and we will become powerful as a result because of our bullish spirit. So, the bullish spirits will defeat the Devil and bring a rise next week. That's it from me for this week. Until next week, may the Bitcoin bless you. And now, representing the technical analysis crew, it's Charting Chad! We're recording a day early this week, so I swear, if the price is below 6,500 tomorrow, I am so going to appeal to those judges. Appeal! Appeal! Anyway, looking at this week's charts. First, we'll look at the weekly candles and see, as we've always seen, that the price is below the averages and they're all in the maximum bearish configuration. Even though, over the last week, it has been above the 128, it's now down back below because of this week's big move. Marking that up, we can see we've come off the top of the triangle / downwards wedge a little bit earlier than expected, so that's good news for the bears. It's possible that the price will go down, retest the bottom of that triangle, and possibly even jump up again, but overall I think we're likely to see a return to trend later in the year. More closely looking at the daily candles, we can confirm the price is below the 50 and the 128, and a big drop has happened in the last day. This brings us down to exactly that 6,800 level that we have bounced up and down off multiple times over the last few weeks. So this is possibly a good place for a little bit of a bump, but that bump will have to get through all of the moving averages and through the downslope before it can go anywhere. So it's not very likely to happen really. We're a bit more likely to go down. Looking more closely at the hourly candles, we can see we've fallen down like a textbook from this upwards pointing wedge. I've already reached the target for that though, so around this again 6,800 level. So we might be bumping up a little bit, But overall, I think things look bad and we're returning to the 6000s. That's it from me this week. Keep your stop losses tight and I'll catch you next time.
The Bitcoin Tarot podcast needs your support to fund a longer format show. If you want more detail and perhaps some altcoins to be examined, send donations to any of these 4 addresses. Whichever coins have the most money when we hit the target will get a special side reading from both Chad and from Conroy. Remember, if you can't donate, you can always like and upvote and share our links to while away the hours until we once again ask the question: can the tarot beat technical analysis in next week's Bitcoin Tarot podcast?